Hello class. In this video we're going to talk about how we're starting to take some of the different ideas that we've been discussing in class, such as prototype and modeling with a bit of mathematical modeling, cost efficiency, and of course how we document our work to see what we can do in terms of designing a bridge that works. Okay. Now the simulation that we're using for this project is pretty much a virtual game, but the physics are true. It's in line with what we believe with engineering and the design process, and as long as we keep track of our documentation, that's more than sufficient for what we need to do for this project. So in Canvas you'll see the instructions, the place where you'll pull up the assignment and where you'll be able to submit it under 2.1.5 Design a Bridge. But the big thing in here that's going to help you out is under the Construct a Bridge log. You've got a Google document that I've prepared that goes into some of the background of bridge designs, reinforcing what we've talked about with the triangular structures and how bridges and towers have been around for quite a while now, and allowing us to create more advanced structures. But in the game itself, okay, you're basically being asked to design a bridge over various spaces, increasing in width as you proceed through the project. And throughout it, the test is going to be fairly consistent, supporting the weight of a vehicle over the bridge without falling and collapsing. But to really get full points, you do want to be aiming for maximizing the value of your design. So keeping costs low while keeping it strong enough to support the vehicle. In terms of materials, there are a few links to help you find a site that has the game available. I've got one pulled up. But for you to do this project well, okay, before you go into the game, make sure you understand what we need for the deliverables, what needs to be turned in for this project. And the big part of that is going to be taking screenshots of your designs. I want to see what you've actually created. So there are a few links to help you find the instructions that you need. If you're using a Chromebook, there's usually a key on your keyboard that takes the screenshot. Under Windows and Macintosh, you've got some hotkey commands and some software tools that will take care of it for you. But in the documentation, I've already got the 10 levels in there. Complete as many as you can. In terms of the designs, that's where you're going to be placing your screenshots. The cost, you'll be able to go ahead and type in, and you do need to be kind of keeping track of how many times you need to try each level. So let's hop into the game. We can go ahead and start the simulation and we can run through it. So the first level of the game is pretty much going to be a tutorial. It'll walk you through the steps, at least on your first iteration. It actually keeps track of kind of where you're at, but the concept is pretty simple. Start with an anchor point, extend the beam out, decide where it's going to anchor at. You'll use triangular structures to help you support your vehicle. And then when you run the test, okay, and actually it's before you run the test, you're going to run a little command. In the case of a Macintosh, Command Shift 3 takes a screenshot of the image. So you want to be able to keep a record of your design. And then we'll run the simulation. We can fast forward if we want to. And we can see if we succeed. Okay, so we can notice that the cost is $4,400. That was my second iteration, so we can record those within the program. And then for the screenshot, the way that I took it, I'm able to go ahead and paste it in place. You may have to import the documents, but try and take the screenshot with a computer rather than just holding your cell phone up and taking a screen. This is going to give a slightly easier to read and a more accurate visual of what you did. Now there are some constraints and some criteria in here. We'll talk more about those in other lessons, but that's basically what you do as you go through the game. Okay. Now as you move forward and you try other levels, you are of course welcome to try different designs and see what works, what does not work. So I suspect that this one is going to fail because you'll notice that there is no triangular structures in here. So we'll take a screenshot just in case it does work. Run the simulation, and we see that it collapses because we don't have those triangular structures. So now that you've seen how to work through the software, create your designs, and of course document your work, I look forward to seeing all of the designs that you do. Just make sure that you are trying to keep track of the cost and the number of iterations that you do for each design, and of course the screenshot. It is important. Okay, again, it's how you actually document your work. So remember that if you're needing help, because this project will be going on a couple of our asynchronous days, I will be available for tutoring during the mornings. Just make sure you're checking the details within Canvas, the daily announcements, and I look forward to seeing you guys later. So let me know if you have questions, and take care.